but then when she was in with the mask on, but then when she went into class, she took it off. So they put her down into the nurse's office and in isolation until you come pick her up. You can sign her out now.
Okay.
So.
All right.
What are you folks doing here right now?
I'm here helping her out.
Helping her with what?
Well, her kid's in isolation in the school.
Like that's she wasn't with the mask on. That's their rules. So.
Right, but you can see how that's a problem, right? Sticking a child in isolation, like.
They're just doing what they're instructed to do.
Right, but
otherwise,
so were the brown shirts. They were
the whole class has to be sent home.
Whole class has to be sent home. So where's this written?
If she doesn't wear a mask, the entire class has to be sent home.
He's going to have to separate them from everybody else.
You know that's not part of the executive order, right? Like, that's not true. I don't know
the executive order in and out.
Right, but I do, and that's not true. They don't have to do that. Like, I know. That's why I'm here.
That's just things that are going through their heads as to what to do if she refuses to move.
But there's children in this school who have medical exemptions, and they don't force the entire class to go into separation without, because the child's not wearing a mask. Like, there's other schools going through this too.
She has a medical exemption submitted. It's just he doesn't know how long it'll take to be reviewed.
Yeah, she has a medical exemption.
He doesn't know how long it'll take to review.
Okay.
But in the meantime, she can't stay, and I'm threatened with truancy.
Unfortunately, that's right.
So why can't we speed up the process on whether or not I have a medical exemption or not?
It's out of my hands.
I
don't know who.
I know it is.
It's out of my hands at this point.
And I'm shocked that the superintendent's not here, because I emailed him, the assistant superintendent, as well as the president of the board, and again made them all aware that this was going to be happening again today, and that I would appreciate it if they could come here and have a conversation with me. And it's not important to the superintendent, it's not important to the board. So I don't understand why there's no communication. If I'm able to communicate with the Board of Ed, and I'm able to communicate with the assistant superintendent, Wachter and I talk, if I'm able to talk to Rafferty, if I'm able to talk to all these people, Sennard can't talk to them. They're his bosses. He can't talk to them, and he hasn't been. First off, it's beyond me that he wasn't brought to speed on this situation to begin with, because I've been telling the board that this was going to happen since March. Since March, I told them this was going to happen. I submitted all of these documents that I gave Sennard at every board meeting. I said, this is the document I'm going to be giving the principal. This is the document I'm going to be giving the principal. All I know is that they tried to call my bluff. And I guess they didn't realize, like, I'm not bluffing, not when it comes to my kid.
Right.
Did
your daughter come to school here in 5th grade?
Yes.
With or without a mask?
Without. Like, this is not new.
Through the whole
in the beginning, she wanted to follow the rules and play along and all of that. She was scared.
Okay.
So, in the beginning, yes, she did. But then once we all came back at the very end, full time, no, she wasn't wearing one.
Okay.
I threw them all out. They were all in the trash.
Okay.
Her bus driver made her wear a mask today. She said she didn't wear it. But now the bus driver has a sign in the bus that wasn't there on Friday.
Right.
But the bus driver just handed her the mask and said, here, hon, you have to wear this. And Summer took it, sat down in her seat, called me, didn't have the mask on.
Right.
So it's like, you can give her one. She's going to carry it around. She'll show it to you. And like, she's trying to stand up for herself. Like, I'm a woman who suffers from severe depression, anxiety, and bipolar. I'm highly medicated. Probably not highly enough.
Not for this situation.
Right. So she's 11, and the fact that I'm watching my 11-year-old have panic attacks sickens me. And there's no reason I would ever put her on medication. It's not necessary if all I have to do is take the damn mask off of her. If all I have to do is let her release her face from this teeny tiny space and let her breathe, and then she can take that deep breath and be like, okay, I'm calm, I'm fine, then who would deny that to an 11-year-old? Like, she's 11. And we've already all had it. That's like the best part, is she's got all the antibodies. Like, she has them.
What do you want to go sign your daughter out now?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I'm still waiting for what the alternative is. I'm still waiting. I emailed the board, I emailed superintendent, assistant superintendent, I emailed everybody, and I wanted to know what the alternative is. Like we talked
The
about.
alternative is to educate somebody.
Yes,
If you're asking.
and that's what I said to you on Friday. Like, not one teacher has reached out to me. Not one. Not one has sent me an email. Hi, Ms. Miller, I know that there's a situation going on. Let me send you this work for summer so she doesn't get too far behind. You know, like, not one teacher. I know she has several teachers. I got her schedule. Not one teacher has reached out to me. And Sennard he's an educated man, I would assume. Why can't he just go, hey, I'm having a problem with Mrs. Miller. Can you just put some work together so that I can
relay that message?
I would love that.
Okay.
I sent it to the board, I sent it to the superintendent and the assistant superintendent.
Okay.
Nobody wants to relay it to anybody. I'm not asking for you to like poop out grapes for me. I'm just like, can you put a packet together? Like, just, you got her in isolation. Take the isolation time, put a packet together, hand it to her, and off we go. Tomorrow morning, you won't even have to see my kid. I'll drop off the packet. There's a table right there where we put stuff that kids forgot. Okay. I'll leave the packet. I'll take the new packet.
Okay.
I've said this over and over again. It's not like I'm like, no, you have to let her in with no mask, and this is the way it has to be. It's like, I don't give a shit what anybody does. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. My kids should have the choice. And if there is no longer an online option, which I'm completely fine with, because I don't want her doing the whole Zoom tied to a computer all day is not working either.
Right.
But I will sit with her at the kitchen table. She and I will work on it for an hour or so, and she can go about her business, and then we'll revisit it later on in the day. But I'm just a stay-at-home mom, and like I can come up with reasonable, easy fixes. You don't want to approve her medical exemption. You have no clue how long it's going to take to approve. Okay, so be it. Can you hand me a packet?
Okay.
Like, I don't understand why this is a problem. And then you're telling me that all of these are unexcused absences and that she's going to be truant and I'm going to have to go to truancy court. You can't do that. I'm sending her and you're throwing her out and you're not giving her an option. Why not just suspend her? Because if you suspend her, there is no truancy. Like, this is trying to stick it to me. This is trying to stick it to me
your kid
and make it a threat. You're going to threaten me with truancy court. Okay, I'll go to truancy court. And when I take all the emails that I send the Board of Ed and all the emails that I send our superintendent and all the videos and the audios and all of that, then they're going to be like, well, couldn't you just give her a damn packet? Like, I point blank have asked for a packet like 80 times.
Okay. You want to walk up there now with me? We can try to get this answer as far as getting the packet, and then
he's not going to. But that's the thing is, like, he wouldn't even answer on Friday why he didn't call me, and then he tried to give me some garbage that it was an emotional issue. It wasn't an emotional issue. On Thursday, she came to school without a mask. You called me right away. On Friday, she came to school without a mask. You said it was an emotional issue, and you chased her around the school, and she's hiding in bathrooms. Like, no, it's not. Right. It's not an emotional issue. Are you kidding me? No, you know exactly what this is. Let's not try to put a pretty little bow on it. No. I'm sending her without the mask. She refuses to wear it. You want her out. I get it, but let's not cover it in something that it's not.
Okay. All right.
And she's not going to be, like, she's here. Fighting